morning. Thanks for being with us on this Wednesday. I'm Amy Lange.
And I'm Brandon Hudson.
Yes, it is the first full day of testimony in the murder of a Detroit woman found dead outside her home last October.
Yeah, she was a beloved community leader, and this morning we are hearing from the person who found her body. Fox News' Robin Murdoch joins us live with the latest. Robin, this is really the first time that we're hearing from anybody who is connected to this horrible crime.
Yeah, this is the first time that we've heard from somebody like this. And we actually heard from a couple of people this morning who were neighbors of Samantha Wall, and they were there when her body was discovered. Now, the first witness who did take the stand this morning was called to the stand right around 9:45 this morning. And it was a neighbor of Samantha Wall who took the stand. As you know, that Michael Jackson Balanis, he does face several charges connected to the murder of Samantha Wall back in October of 2023. It is alleged that this is a crime of opportunity, that Jackson Balanis stabbed Wall 8 times while he broke into her Lafayette Park home. While the defense claims that Jackson Balanis is innocent, that he was in the area, but there's no physical evidence to tie him to the scene of Wall's brutal attack and murder, and that based on the prosecution's timeline that he could not have done this. Again, that first witness to take the stand this morning was a neighbor who found Wall on the sidewalk while walking a dog. Here's his account of what happened and a startling discovery.
There was not immediate evidence of injury, but because the person was unresponsive, obviously I was very concerned. So I saw a spot on the body where on the person's back there was some exposed skin. The skin was blue, the feet were blue. I touched that part of the body to try to get some kind of reaction, and I immediately could tell how cold the body was.
Okay. And was there any reaction when you touched the body?
No reaction.
And again, this is a live look inside of the courtroom where the trial is going on right now. An officer does remain on the stand, and this will be the first full week of testimony in this trial. Already 4 witnesses have testified this morning. Of course, we just heard from a neighbor who discovered Wall's body on that day on October 21st of 2023. This trial is expected to go several weeks, as many as 3 to 4 weeks. And of course, he does face life in prison if he is convicted of these charges. We'll, of course, stay on top of this for you, both on air as well as online. For now, we are live outside the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. I'm Robin Murdoch, Fox 2 News.
Dramatic testimony for that neighbor, because that is something you never expect to find, is your neighbor's body lifeless at their home. We heard these stories during this testimony, but what about the evidence that was discussed during this day?
Well, this morning we have already heard the 911 call that those neighbors made to dispatch, alerting them to the situation. We've seen a map around Samantha Wall's home. We've also seen police video that is just giving a lay of the land around the home. One of the things that the judge did instruct is, before they showed some body camera footage of a police officer who was on the stand, before they showed that body camera footage, the judge instructed anybody in the courtroom that might have a difficult time looking at some of this graphic video. He told them that they might want to leave the room for a little bit, because some of the things that they are going to see is going to be very difficult. So that is probably going to be the case quite a bit during the course of this 3 to 4 week trial. But of course, we'll stay on top of it for you. Back to you, Brandon.
And beginning to a very emotional start to this court hearing. Robin Murdoch reporting live in downtown Detroit. We do appreciate it. Thank you, Amy.
Well, also this morning, an apparent road rage shooting on a local highway. It happened in Romulus on northbound I-275 near Sibley Road this morning. Police say the victim's car was hit by 2 bullets, but thankfully no one was hit. The suspect was quickly arrested. We're told he's from Ohio. The northbound side of the freeway is closed while police investigate. And renewed concerns over Detroit police officers not having their body cameras on during police stops and crime scene investigations. The police department is reviewing the claims, some of which were made by members of the Detroit Police Board of Commissioners. That is the civilian group tasked with overseeing DPD. We're told when the Board of Police Commissioners reviews complaints against officers, they often only have security video from the area to work with.
Our investigators sit there and they do a canvas, so they pull all of the surrounding video. And when they look at the video, one of the things that may not be in the video is the officer having his camera turned on or turning his camera off too early. And so those are things that our investigators flag.
Currently, the understanding is that officers are overwhelmingly using these body-worn cameras, but due to the concern, an audit will be conducted to make sure.
Now, if an officer is found to be not using the body cam, he or she could face discipline. Detroit police officers first wearing body cams as part of a pilot program. That was back in 2016, and then the department later expanded it.
And also this morning, we have a truly tragic story of a local 6-year-old who lost both his parents in separate crashes in the past few years.
The rest of the family is doing their best to provide a happy new life for this little boy, but they could really use some help. Here's Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack.
I'm not sure about what he understands, but he does. What he has knowledge of is that his mom is no longer here.
It's been about 2 weeks since Jamarian Lane has lived without his dad or his mom.
Yeah, you like running around?
Yeah. He's just 6 years old, about to graduate from kindergarten Thursday. His mom, Jasonia Cousins, had bought a blue dress for the ceremony, a dress she'll never get to wear.
It's painful because she has so much life and light ahead of her.
30-year-old Jasonia was killed in a head-on crash on May 31st here in Chesterfield Township. The twisted metal splayed out along Gratiot between 21 and 22 Mile roads. She was the passenger in a car her friend was driving on the way to a podcast to promote a mentorship program she ran for women. Her friend apparently lost control, swerving into oncoming traffic.
And they told us she died on the scene. She didn't make it.
That's Jasonia's younger sister, still trying to find the right words to share at her funeral this weekend.
She was strong, independent, loving, caring. No matter what, she was always going to help anybody that needed help. Her doors was open to anybody.
Jamarian lost his dad in 2020. He died in a motorcycle crash just a couple months before he was going to marry Jasonia. He won't really remember his dad, but it's his family's mission to keep both their memories alive.
I just remind him a lot of his mama. Everything she used to do, I just keep the same process going. I'm not trying to change nothing. Everything she had going, I just want to keep going for him. I don't want to change it. I don't want to do nothing different.
Now, right now, Jamarian's staying with an aunt, and the family has a GoFundMe page to help pay for the mother's funeral and help Jamarian with anything he might need. We have a link on fox2detroit.com.
Well, also new this morning, time is running out for the Detroit Public Schools Community District and its teachers. Their contract runs out at the end of the month, but the Detroit Federation of Teachers is setting a deadline for the end of next week to get something done. One by one, teachers address the school board, class sizes, salaries, benefits among their issues. They say that they are paid far less than teachers in neighboring districts.
I encourage you to value us, to value what we do, to hear us out, to value what we have to say. And this contract can show other districts that we are valued. It can show our students that we are valued, and we can put everything we have back into our district.
We simply cannot do this without equitable compensation for our, on average, extra 150 hours of work per semester.
We are faced with oversized classes that include an increasing number of ELLs, students with special needs, students with mental illness, students with behavior disorders, and students whose poor attendance impacts their learning.
As a former DFT member, I intentionally wore red for Ed today to stand with you all while we don't discuss negotiations. I do feel that all the members that are present have been pushing to make sure that we reach where DFT is trying to go.
So many of the speakers that you heard from, they compare their situation to that of Superintendent Nikolai Vitti, who recently got a new deal to remain with the district until 2028.